Foxtrot Labs to end things out here.
Another two-player map. Of course, the spawns could switch. It could be top left, bottom right, or top right, bottom left, but in the end, it's not going to matter too much in PvP. Jumping into game number 3 on Foxtrot Labs between Stats and Classic. Down here in the bottom left, in the red, the Protoss player is Stats.
Losing that unfortunate last game. And up here in the top right, it is Classic. Clutching game 2 with a proxy DT that was scouted. Not at all, actually, by this Phoenix. Yeah. Phoenix turning around at the wrong time.
So unfortunate, too, you know. Maybe if he got that Oracle out, maybe he can hold it off just barely. But he had lost so much mining time. Yeah, Blink was on the way.
Economic damage was certainly done at that point, Valdez. Getting back from there is, in a mirror match of all matches, is nearly impossible, I'd have to say. Not even the death of the probe, simply just running them away for that amount of time is just an incredible loss.
Exactly. This time, Stats deciding to go for a regularly timed gateway. Both of them on 13. Pretty standard here.
Very standard. It is the, I guess you could say it's the more closed off sort of natural if you can get to that ramp. So maybe a bit easier to defend once you have your natural base. I guess compared to the other spawns where it's much more open, much more vulnerable to two-base timings, or timing attacks in general. This map is pretty wonky.
It's quite wonky. Both these guys going for a decently early scout here, sending those probes out on the map. Classic being a little bit more meticulous about his scouting. He went all the way behind his natural, and now he's going all the way to the right side as well. He wants to make sure there's no proxies here. This is why PvP actually is an interesting matchup to a lot of people in the fact that it's so like volatile, and it's a lot about build orders. There's a lot of proxying that goes on. You know, if you're going into PvP on Pro League, let's say, it's a best of 1, anything can be done, but when you get into best of 3s, best of 5s, like you were saying before, if you lose to that kind of DT build, you're going to be tilted. And then you're going into this game, you're like, I don't know if he's going to proxy DTs again. He could proxy a Stargate. He could go 3-gate aggression against me. Like, I don't know what this guy is doing.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting matchup in that fact, to me at least.
Yeah, there's a lot of different build orders. A lot of scissor, paper, rock to a point. A lot of the same in the other matchups as well. We are seeing, bottom right, a pylon from Classic. I feel like this would be a Stargate pylon.
Yeah, it's looking like it. I mean, it's not as close as it could potentially be, but it's going to be harder to scout this one for Stats. Stats not being as meticulous with that scouting as Classic was.
Ooh, I stand corrected. Twilight Council from Classic. Are we going to see another DT build?
Like I was saying before, man, you could do it again. And Stats, you know, he just has to find it. That's the only way to know for sure.
Well, look where that mothership is headed. Straight for it. Perfect flight path. Wait. Oh,
not quite.
No.
It was on the direction, but it wasn't going all the way.
It's the story of Stats' life today. I mean, he did it last game with the Phoenix. Once again, going into the Stargate as well.
The difference here, actually, is that he's chrono boosting out a Sentry, and he's got a Nexus on the way.
Oh, it is DT as well. Classic. Doesn't care, man. Does not care. I wonder if it will be. I feel like it will be Oracle this time. But we are seeing a couple of Sentries.
Yeah, he's got the Sentries to force field the ramp. If it is DTs, he's also got the Stargate here, as he could go into Oracles, help defend, or, you know, just do harassment at the base of Classic if he's not paying attention. He does have that Mothership core in the base, so he should be just fine against that. He has identified the fact that Stats is getting his Nexus, and instead of trying to go aggressive here, he just puts down his own.
Not a bad idea. And yeah, it is going to be the Oracle. Granted, it is a supply-blocked Oracle. And I wonder if he'll follow up with Void Rays after this, just for simple defense while he gets this early Nexus. You know, I've seen that Robo facility added quite late compared. DT Shrine almost finished at this point. Potential for damage is there, especially if this Oracle is across the map.
Yep, that Phoenix was hallucinated, by the way, guys, so don't think that Stats is going into Phoenix, as he actually has that Oracle about to finish here.
And actually considerable damage done to the Nexus. Ooh, this Oracle. It's actually a defensive Oracle for now, and this is going to be perfect for Stats. Really well read.
You see this easily now. Gets that detection, and that Dark Shrine, and those DTs,
Ooh.
getting absolutely nothing
Oh,
done.
he could force field these in.
There you go.
Nice.
Classic committing to 2 DTs here. And the
Getting
Nexus
nothing.
is faster for Stats. Stats is in a huge position right now.
Huge economic advantage, and tech-wise as well, doing fantastic. Going to Robo. Obviously, we want to get Immortals out very shortly after this Observer. And we are seeing a Warp Prism from Classic. So he wants to kind of make sure that Stats remains on his side of the map.
Yeah. Also wants to catch up a bit here. Oracle coming in, gets 1 probe and damage. Forces that Nexus Cannon, though.
And I mean, we could also see a Phoenix being made once this Warp Prism has been identified as well. Means it's essentially shut down from the map. Another way that Stats kind of gets ahead with his build, with his tech. We are seeing that Forge go down as well.
What's the energy on Classic's Mothership Core? Can you check that for me?
I can check that for you, Valdez.
I think it's in the main base. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so he's got enough for another Nexus Cannon here.
Yeah, just one more.
You know, Stats may just want to come in here with the second Oracle and force that out.
Yeah, well, there is 3 Stalkers and a Sentry in the natural. But yeah, you probably want to try and activate it again in the main base, at the very least. Ooh. Here we go, DT drop into the main base. There's an Observer and 2 Stalkers waiting. Gonna get absolutely nothing done. Classic just finding no way in.
He does save the DT at least. So we will have that for later. Maybe warping another one, go for an Archon. Or maybe just be annoying in the future with that DT once again.
2 Oracles gonna try and find some 2 probe kills. Has to waste the rest of that Mothership's energy.
Yeah, so this time he's already got 1 Immortal, I believe. And he's making another one. Could easily go for a timing attack. That Mothership Core is not going to have any energy on that.
We are seeing 1 Phoenix be made. I feel like this will be simply to hunt down any sort of Warp Prism on the map. And we are seeing the upgrade advantage go to Stats as well. He's pretty much ahead in every way at this point.
Yeah, man. I think Stats has got this in the bag. He's got 2 Immortals. He's got the tech. Like you were saying, he's even got these Oracles to just be really annoying. He's going to lose 1.
He is ahead, but he hasn't won the game just yet. I feel like it's going to really come down to positioning still, because both players are on very equal supply. Very equal army supply and economy. And Classic just has to start catching up. His production is being built. His upgrade is catching up.
Nicely done by Classic to save that Warp Prism.
Yeah, very nice. We are seeing charge for Stats. It's the next step of his build. Charge lots on the way. +2 on the way. So sort of like an Immortal Zealot timing, and we are seeing Templar Archives with Archons.
Yeah.
I doubt we'll see Storm drop in this kind of situation.
Yeah.
He's kind of already ahead as it is.
It's not Zest in this game, man.
No. Oh. Cheeky DT.
Yeah. At least coming in to do some damage. Just delay that Nexus just a bit. But of course, that's 3 DTs so far that have gone down, as well as that Dark Templar tech, which hasn't really done much for Classic here.
Yeah, we are seeing Stats, you know, maintain his kind of lead in every sort of situation. Economically, he's getting that 3rd base. We haven't seen nothing from Classic yet either. Classic going for +2 just later, going for charge just a little bit later. This is essentially what Stats is doing, just a little bit later in every regard, except the 3rd base.
Yeah.
Which leads me to wonder, is he planning to do a timing attack? He is warping in a lot.
It's a lot of Stalkers here for Classic.
No Archons just yet, though.
Ooh, look at this. Oracle coming in the back, beginning to get a bunch of damage done. 2 probes once again go down, delay some mining.
And I think the 3rd base simply has to be cancelled, because that is way too many Archons in army to really deal with this with what we see from Classic. Classic going to be pushed back.
Charge is done. +2 is about to finish here. And Classic is just running away at this point.
Yeah, simply no chance. Oh, gets the feedback on the mothership.
That is huge, actually.
That is essentially game ending. Look, he's 20 supply up at this point. He only has the units in front of the Nexus as defense. No photo Nova Charger. We are seeing Stats posture up to win this game and this series.
We're going to see Classic make a last stand here. But Mothership Core plus a ton more army coming in for Stats. Time Warps go down, trapping all the army units back in the mineral line for Classic. He's going to try to micro his way out of this one, but it's not looking good.
Not looking good. Archon's kind of in a little awkward position, but with these Time Warps simply too much. GG. Stats takes the 2-1.
There we go. KT wins this battle, at least today, in the form of Stats, and Stats will be going to the winner's match. Classic down to the loser's match. Like we said before, neither place that great. Of course, you would want to be in that winner's match, but both opponents they could face, Life and Hero, are two of the best at their races in the world.
Yeah, they essentially are at this point. Yeah, there's no real winner from this best of 3. Both of them are just going to war with someone even stronger, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Though, Classic did defeat Life on Tuesday, so that's something to note. You know, he's got a little bit of an edge on him in recent times. And
it is possible.
Life in general is just not doing too well against Protoss at this point. So we'll have to see what he's going to bring today. Like, see if he's been kind of like hiding what he wants to do today. You know, from Pro League and stuff. Played more of a straight up game in Pro League, and maybe he'll show us something interesting today, which I'm really hoping for against Hero.
I think Life definitely went home after Tuesday, especially going down against Classic, like you said. He definitely went home and just practiced a ton of only ZVP. I'm sure he's very prepared for this. He's probably got a bunch of builds for certain maps and stuff. I would expect to see Life do actually very good today, in my opinion.
Wow. You think?
I think so.
I think looking at his recent play and his recent results, I'm not sure. I'm actually really nervous for him. But he is the kind of player that'll just come out and win everything regardless. Like, for instance, last year when he won the World Championship, no one was expecting that whatsoever.
Exactly, yeah.
It was just out of the blue. Like, he decides, like, you know what, I'm going to win this one. Done. Maybe today that'll be the same.
It's that easy, man. Well, guys, we are going to go to a 3-minute break before getting into our next group, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.